we leap in with economic development.
Mm-hmm.
And what has happened and what hasn't happened in the past 2 years, and how you think you can make some change for the better in all of that in the city.
Well, I mean, I think the approach is correct. We as a government, at least, we have to facilitate by providing the resources necessary for the infrastructure improvements. I mean, I hadn't seen the BJs yet. This was the first time, honestly. I didn't notice it when they did the ribbon cutting for the on-ramp, but I noticed it today as I was driving up. Yeah, and you know, that's a perfect example of it. That's what government can do. That when it's working, and it's good for not just the traffic, obviously, but for economic development. And we're seeing the results of that. The concourse, another way. Infrastructure is going to positively impact economic development in the future. So that role of government is very important, especially for a city like Quincy. We have a built-out city, essentially. And we have limited areas where economic development and future growth, tax growth, can provide relief to our residential homeowners, but also allow us to continue to provide services that we need to be a desirable city where people want to raise their families. So the downtown, really important. Crown Colony, very important. And this was the focus when I was in the mayor's office, and will continue to be. I think the shipyard is almost like the last frontier, and we also want to take a look at the other smaller business districts and how it can serve the neighborhoods surrounding them with our help. So,
have you seen any innovative plans elsewhere about how one develops these micro business sites while maintaining neighborhood integrity, if you will?
Not so much elsewhere. I mean, we all traveled to West Hartford and saw what happened over there. In fact, I went there, boy, it had to have been 5 or 6 years ago, at least, when it was really a big hole. I mean, everything had been taken down. It was just under construction. And I had an opportunity to go by this past summer on my way back from Connecticut with Tracy and the kids, and we stopped in for dinner. And I was really amazed at the transformation that occurred there. I was very delighted, in fact, to see what was going on there. It was a Sunday evening, and it was really hustling, bustling. We got a quick bite to eat, and we were on our way. But that's the type of approach that you have to do. You have to rezone those areas. You know, you have to provide incentives for developers to come. What we did in the downtown was rezone and allowed for more dense development. First of all, making it more economically feasible for people to invest. But even more importantly, I think, was the streamlining of the permitting process. I think of that development that went up in behind President's Place, the apartment complex. That was 20 years in the making. That changed from a hotel to an office building to a condo building, and then ultimately an apartment building. And why? Why so long? Well, as economies rose and declined, actually probably went through 2 or 3 cycles. And it was because of the permitting process that held it up. When Governor Romney came into office, he was a big proponent of smart growth. And we have so much of that going for us in Quincy with the Red Line. We have to take advantage of that. Doug Foy was hired under that administration. We worked very well with Doug, and he actually was a big proponent of the beginning stages of the plans for the downtown redevelopment. There's no reason why we can't do that in the North Quincy, Norfolk Downs section of Quincy, as well as the Wollaston section of Quincy as well, and really kind of using the center as the model for future growth in those areas. I know the MBTA, I could go on and on. Stop me, please.
Well,
but I know the MBTA wants to be a partner. They're in financial straits. Secretary of Transportation is Jeff Mullen, to whom I have a very close relationship now. And I know even before, while I was the mayor, they were interested in leveraging some of their property in ways that spurred development. I think that's a great idea. We have a big parking lot, flat parking lot at Wollaston train station, and we have one at North Quincy train station. And the idea has been out there. I think it should be pursued a little bit more because it really can create activity that's transit-oriented.
What do